All right, recording has begun. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're having a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. And I appreciate you spending your time here in the Internet Money Telegram to hear the project updates. One thing that we say all the time, and one thing that we truly, truly believe in, is that even though we are the founding team of this project, we are not the project. The project is an amalgamation of every single person in this room, and the project is an amalgamation of everybody who is not in this room. It is everybody. Every single person plays their part in the success of this project, and we believe that you're entitled to be as a part of the project as we are. So we love doing these updates. We love giving everybody the information. We love being here to answer your questions because we believe this is how crypto should be. It should be transparent. It should be communicative. And we want to set that paradigm. So thank you all again for spending your time here tonight. For those of you who have not attended an AMA with us before, the way that we typically do it is we go through all the updates in the beginning to keep it short for the recording for people who are going to watch this on the repeat, who aren't able to be here this evening. And if you have any questions about a particular topic, feel free to ask. We're here to answer questions. But to go into any deep dives, if we're gonna go down a rabbit hole, we like to try to wait until all the updates have been given before we deep dive down any specific rabbit hole. So that way, all the updates can be given, digested, and then if somebody wants to listen or hang around, they can do that with the deep dive. So before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to Don, who is also another founder of the project. He's here with us tonight. Thanks for being here, Don. Give a shout out to all of our admins that without them, this Telegram community would not be possible. We got Alsamac, Top Gun, Radical Rose, Aventus, Tony, Man Pandas, Sage Green, Fast Abdul, Hexy Chef, Love Rich. Thank you for all you do. Finally, want to give a shout out to Trevin Hoffman. You'll see him here in the audience. For those who have not met Trevin, he's one of our lead devs on the project. And so if you ever see him out there, feel free to shoot him a thank you because the app that you're interacting with at your fingertips is largely due to him. So glad to have everyone here tonight, and thank you everybody else for joining. So without further ado, let's start to get into some updates. And another thing that we do here for those who are new, first of all, welcome. We like to start off with the smaller updates and work into what we consider to be the bigger updates for the night. And some of the smaller things that we got going on, for those who haven't seen, we actually have the first merch store for Internet Money, and that was created by a community member, and I will drop that link in the main chat below right now. So if you want to snag yourself some Internet Money merch, there's the link to do that. And we don't get any proceeds from this. This isn't a business that we run. It's just the community member put it together, and it's awesome because we have a merch store. And actually, if you use code, here's the code, Internet Money, you actually get a random discount from between 5 and 15% off of your entire order. I guess it just randomly generates you a discount. So I've got some of the merch. I think it's incredible. Actually, if you click that link, the hoodie in the top left that populates right on the main page, it's got the alien. It's got the Internet Money logo all over the hood. That hoodie is amazing. I wear that hoodie like all the time. So I personally really like that one. Does anybody have any questions about the merch? All right, moving on. Another cool thing that we got going on in the background as well is we have started working on a Twitter bot. And for those of you who may follow the Hex whale bot, it's going to be something kind of similar, but it's going to be for the internet money ecosystem, because with the buy and burn coming soon, we want to be able to track buy and burns for IM, for Hex through that Twitter bot. We also want to be able to track other cool stats, like how many dividends were claimed today, how many wallet downloads occurred today. I don't know, whatever the stat is. But if you want to follow that Twitter, it's got no followers and nothing has occurred yet. But it is, here I will share the Twitter, one moment. Here it is, twitter.com. Here is the Whalebot Twitter, if you want to give it a follow. We'll put out some more updates when, well, you'll obviously start seeing the tweets when they start appearing. But there you go. With that, so that'll be a cool thing to give everybody content to share and to, boast those cool stats. Any questions on the Twitter bot? Okay. Next one. So what we find really cool too in the, crypto sphere is open source, is visible code. We love those GitHub, GitLab repos, right? Well, we're actually transitioning our code base to GitLab, which will make that, they won't all be public just yet. There are steps to open source, but a lot of things will be open, viewable, shareable, and it'll give other dev teams the ability to integrate with us, build off of us, fork some of the things that we've done. So we'll be sharing out that public GitLab repo very soon, so that, well, if you're a nerd that likes that stuff, which I certainly do, you'll be able to follow the Internet Money GitLab, which I think is really cool because it's going to aid itself to the ethos of open source transparency, and we're contributing to the movement that is crypto by making our code available for everybody to see. So you will see that coming up soon. Any questions on the GitLab? Okay. And actually, while he's in the chat, is he still here? Tony is here. We as Internet Money have actually sponsored an event in the UK, and I'm going to pass the mic here, Tony, if you can speak. If not, no worries. An event in the UK where we will be the title sponsor. And so if you're out in the UK, please, by all means, go and attend this event and represent Internet Money. We personally won't be able to be there. It seems like I'm going to be able to go in audio and talk to the event through an audio. But Tony, do you want to give us a quick, pitch of what the event is and how cool it is?
Yeah. It's an event called Borrowfest 2023, sponsored by internetmoney.io. It's an event, the title that we call it is what is Borrowfest? Borrowfest is the festival that brings glass, art and crafts and alternative lifestyle in the form of education and celebration. So what is that? It's alternative lifestyle, it's glass blowing, it's DJs, it's just a festival for normality of people, really. And what we thought is that to expose everybody to cryptocurrency wallets, it may be new to them, and obviously we see our wallet and our ecosystem as for the newbies. So that's going out on all our Twitter feeds. Well, I do a lot of Twitter with it, but it's doing a lot on the TikTok and Instagram. So everything we put out is exposing this project. So all it will take is for someone to say, "Oh, what's internet money?" and they'll go ahead. But we're really looking forward to it. It's a great, great pleasure to work alongside Internet Money for the second time, because obviously I am an OG and I was in on the first day to support the project. But other than that, if you are in the UK or if you're in Europe, please come and join us. It's a free day event, and there's ticket details on Eventbrite. But thank you for the opportunity, KG.
Thank you for the opportunity, brother, and thank you for facilitating it, thinking of us. And one of the main reasons that we chose to sponsor this event is A, because we love Tony. He's awesome. He does awesome work. But B, I think that the ethos of what we're doing, not only in internet money, but what we are doing in crypto directly synergizes. The ethos is shared between this community and that community. And like Tony said, you can see just by the one picture he shared here in the chat, like that's just one sign. We're all over everything. So it's like it's like you see one of those events and it's like brought to you by Internet Money or brought to you by whatever. We are all over this place. So Tony, please do us a favor. If you have any social media posts from Burrowfest, whatever, put it in this chat so we can go Twitter storm it, retweet it, like it, whatever we got to do.
Yeah, no problem. I will do that. It'll probably be tomorrow morning now, though, because it is like 12:30 at night here. So I will share it and I'll tag you in it as well. And thank you for anybody that does share it. And again, we appreciate working alongside everybody. The community event, along with Borrowfest 2023, the community event.
Beautiful. Thank you, Tony. And also, I want to give a shout out. What's up? My life is awesome. How you doing, Lit?
What's up, brother? How's it going? I'm stoked to be here. I feel like I honestly, being the first Pulse Chain channel, I am so proud of what you guys are building. You are the first Pulse Chain project to be hosted on Apple App Store. You're literally carving the path of what is possible for Pulse Chain devs. You inspire me to work harder, and I'm so excited to see what you do, because you're going to be onboarding people into this ecosystem in mass. And I fully support this project. I think it's awesome for someone who doesn't know anything about Pulse Chain, who gets involved in your protocol. They are going to have exposure to our L1. And anyone who knows me know I am incredibly passionate about making Pulse Chain the most amazing L1 ever. So thank you so much for what y'all have done. This is epic.
Lit. You're amazing.
Fire roasted, baby. Love it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate your hype. Appreciate your support. It's an honor to have you a part of what we're doing. Thank you for all you do.
Thanks, bros. I'm here. Keep going. I want to learn more about this project. I get lit every time I hear about it because I see you guys had to deal with multinational lawyers. You guys are at the level of Uniswap. Both you guys did not stop. You didn't give up. You kept fighting. And at the end of the day, you are now on the Apple App Store. It's such a big deal. I'm so proud of you. I want to hear more about the project. I want to know where you're going, what your plans are, what your updates are. And I'm really happy to be here.
Let's go. Thank you for.
Yeah, I got to say, sorry to cut into that, but you being on the Apple Store, when I got my car repaired yesterday, there was someone else at the mechanic shop, and because he had his smartphone there, I was very able to get him to download the wallet, and that's his first exposure to crypto. So, yeah, well done.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Onboarding everybody everywhere you go. That's how we're going to get mass adoption. Thank you, Top Gun. Thank you, Lit. And actually, I'll let that transition right into the next update, which is we got listed on the App Store. Now, if you saw the tweets, heard the Twitter Spaces, maybe you already knew that. But the reason that I wanted to include it in this one tonight is just to expand on it a little more and help people understand how important that truly is and what a feat, an accomplishment that truly was, not only for us as the team, but for you as also part of the team. Because when it comes to crypto and Apple doesn't, it's either they don't like crypto or they don't understand crypto right now. It may be a combination of both. And so they were finding every reason under the sun to reject us. Meanwhile, we were actually educating their development review team on even the most basic crypto concepts, which on one hand was cool because we got to hopefully help Apple grow. But on the other hand was frustrating because you had people telling us that things were being done wrong or it wasn't how it was supposed to be. And yet they didn't even actually know what they were talking about. So we have an awesome legal team that specializes in SEC regulation, FinCEN regulation, and other laws pertaining to cryptocurrency and this whole sector of the industry. And they actually had to work with legal teams from other countries to come up with a formalized and unified legal opinion that we had to submit to Apple. Not only once, we had 2 rounds of legal disputes. And meanwhile, Uniswap also is fighting the same battle. Now, we weren't in communication with Uniswap, but we got listed at the same time as Uniswap. So it seemed like whatever Uniswap was doing and whatever we were doing, we were helping each other out because we got listed at the same time. And that's a battle, excuse me. That's a battle that we actually fought for a little over 6 months. And so why that's super bullish for not only Pulse Chain, but for us as a community, the internet money community, is because like Lit was saying, you can download the wallet from the most popular and most trusted app store, arguably on the face of the planet. And when somebody downloads the wallet, they're going to be natively connected to Pulse Chain. Hex, PulseX, Internet Money, Time, Future, they're all preloaded into the wallet. We're going to extend that to other projects in the ecosystem as well. It is the most simple way to onboard into Pulse Chain and interact with Pulse Chain and PulseX, and that is on the most popular app store in the world. And so now, like Top Gun just said, when you're out there onboarding, no matter if it's on Android, Chrome, or iOS, you can onboard somebody into the wallet.
I got to jump in and say I am the first Pulse Chain channel. I have a whole series of onboarding. And in crypto, there's things called barrier to entry. One of those is the amount of knowledge you have to learn just to get in. People get scared. There's so many options. There's so many steps. They don't trust it. I have onboarded people who got stuck at the last minute because they didn't trust the process. You have removed, single-handedly, your team has removed the barrier to entry of trust. You say, go to the App Store, download the app, boom. People trust the App Store. It's been vetted. Their devs have had to go through the code. You've had lawyers battle. They don't just let whack projects up there. You have removed the barrier to entry. It is literally a dream come true for onboarding into this Pulse Chain ecosystem. My hat goes off to y'all. I am so proud that you did that. Amazing work.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I love that you're in here now supporting us, man. We've been fans of your channel for a long time, so it's really cool to have you on the Internet Money team. It's part of the community. It's incredible, man. So thank you for all you're doing, and thank you for the kind words. Does anybody have any questions about the App Store before I continue?
Hey KG, hey Lit. I just wanted to say I just heard it then, and I went to the App Store and downloaded it. which is great because I'm in Australia, and I was thinking it might have been, you know, not available here. And it's awesome. As soon as you open it up, it's like, are you new to crypto? Are you experienced? And then, yeah, that barrier to entry has just been wiped away. You can just, tell people download the app. They're new. They can click through it. Looks really good. Looks really professional. Just, awesome stuff. And if we can all get on there and give it a 5-star rating, that's something we could all do to help out. You know, when
Great.
us guys that aren't devs and things. So jump on, just give it the 5-star rating, and if we all do that, it'll start popping up as, you know, number like top 5 in finance and things. That'll be the goal. We've got enough people to be able to do that, I reckon.
Spirit Falcon, that is such a good idea. KG, Don Montoya, I want to help spearhead that with y'all. I want to get 5,000 reviews in like 2 days on there. Let's set up a campaign where we actually all bombard the Apple App Store and sign in with our accounts and write 5-star reviews. Let's do it. That's how you trend on the algorithm. And if you get boosted on the App Store, you're hacking the algorithm to onboard into Pulse Chain. It's literally this is my dream come true. I am so happy to do this. I really, really think that is an incredible idea, Spirit Falcon. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, no worries. I'm going to jump in. I gave it the 5 stars, but I'll write an actual review just to get the ball rolling. Cheers, guys. Good work.
Spirit Falcon, hey, man, good to talk with you. Definitely a great idea. And even if it's not Apple, if you don't have an iPhone, go to the Chrome store, go to the Android store, drop 5 stars, and yes, actually write something. Even if it's, hey, great app, whatever it is, write something. The longer the review, the better. It helps with ASO, which for those that don't know, is App Store Optimization. So go review on your platform. If you have multiple platforms, review on multiple platforms and write a review. Great idea. Let's make it a campaign. Let's do it.
Yeah, I should have said that a little more. That was the first thing I did when it came on the App Store. I think I was the first person to do it.
Let's go. Oh, sorry, cut out there. Wait, can someone confirm they can still hear me?
You're back now.
Okay, cool. For those that don't know, we're introducing aliens into the brand. And with that, we're doing a whole website brand enhancement. And we're going to have some awesome 3D art on there. For those that know Thor, you'll see some of his art. If anybody, Don, if you have those NFTs, can you drop them in the chat real quick just so people can get a sense of how incredible Thor is? But he's doing some custom animations, some custom graphics for the website. And we're actually going to see the alien play a big part in the IM brand. And we think it's really powerful because, first of all, aliens are a very sticky image, right? They kind of excite people, whether they're like weirded out by them or they love them or they're not sure about them. They capture the attention. And right now, if you go into the App Store and you look up crypto wallet, you're going to see all these wallets that look exactly the same. All their advertising images exactly the same. Everything's they're identical. They could have copy and pasted each other. So we're trying to find a way to really stand out and really resonate with people. And so I'm going to give so Don just dropped as an example of some of the art. They're dropping them in chat right now. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to show you an example of, and this is just the prototype. So this is not the finalized website, but it'll give you an example of the direction that we're going in.
While he's doing that, I'm sure that some of you know or maybe not know, but you guys were just talking about how the App Store recognizes that people are reviews, right? And it boosts you up to the top. App Store optimization. With websites, they have SEO, search engine optimization. And one of the metrics that they go by is how long somebody stays on your site, how sticky you are. The longer we can get the eyeballs on our site and keep them there, the higher we'll move up in the ranks when somebody Googles something like crypto wallet, right? So these, even though these images are awesome, love to look at them, they're cool, they also have another use case, which is keeping people on the site longer than they would that static corporate looking website.
Exactly. So you can see here, this is the direction we're going with. So this little alien right here, he's going to be moving. He's flipping the coin. You can see they dropped that in the chat there, and we're trying to create a story. You know, we're introducing more colors because if you've been to the site now, you see that it's just black and gold, and it's cool, and it served us well, but it's kind of corporate and it's not too exciting, and it doesn't stand out. So we're really introducing the 3D theme. We're definitely going to have the NFTs on the side as well. So this is the homepage. But any questions, comments on this? What do y'all think about this brand, this look? All right, that's okay too. That's all right. I'll take silence as a good thing. As long as someone has something negative to say, that's okay too. Because again, feedback is important.
Everybody's busy staring at the images. They can't concentrate right now.
All right.
I'll take a hack at it.
Go for it.
All right. So I'm looking at this stuff and I like it. I like I definitely like the 3D image, you know, or like you said, incorporating the depth of field. And I like the alien angle, right? The one thing, I guess, if you're looking for mass adoption eventually, the only thing I would, you know, wonder about is who do you appeal to with that, right? So what demographic are you going for, I guess? But I mean, I like the look. You just don't want it to be, you know, Mars attacks, that sort of thing. Anyway, but overall, very good.
Totally understand. Very fair point. Because something that we talk about often is how do we incorporate the alien, but not make it so alien that it's like, okay, guys, it's, you know, there is too much alien, right? So to answer your question of what is the target market, as funny as it sounds, it's the target market that likes this sort of thing, because we find that they're largely the same person. Like if you're thinking about crypto and you're thinking about this already kind of underground, otherworldly stuff, well, you're probably somebody who already likes this stuff. Now, if we're thinking mass adoption one day, you know, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase size adoption, well, when we get to that point, you can always revise the brand too. Maybe we do less aliens when we have 100 million downloads. But if we have 100 million downloads, I kind of feel like we have a lot better things to think about. It's obviously working. So if for whatever reason we put this out there and the feedback is largely like, hey guys, that's too much, that's too weird for me, then yeah, we'll adapt. But great point. I hear your feedback. Thank you.
I mean, I never thought about it, but when you mention it like that, I actually love sci-fi. So you're right. You're spot on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Can I chime in and give some 2 cents?
Do it.
Okay. I have a branding background. I used to run a 2-story building with employees, marketing, branding, design before I got into crypto. That's part of how I helped my coaching. And one of the things that I look for is consistency across the brand. When I see these images, they're all consistent. They're all beautiful. I love it. I just want to lay this at your feet. I don't know if you guys understand the opportunity ahead of you completely the way I see it. This branding is beautiful for anyone who's here now. We know you. We get it. It's totally like, I can get behind this because I want you guys to be passionate about what you're doing. When you love the brand you have, you're going to be more excited every day to pump it. But I want to lay this at your feet. You are removing barriers to entry for people who are afraid that don't trust crypto. You may put a barrier up by having the alien brand if they don't agree with that. You may put a barrier up of like, hey, I thought this was legit. What's all this alien stuff? Is it for kids? They don't know. So I want you to consider in branding, what you do is you have A/B testing. One dev creates a whole brand, the other one creates another one, and you review them. The top companies do 3 of those, and they have a meeting where they pick the one they like. Can you have someone rebrand everything in a beta that is designed to remove barriers of trust to entry so that they trust it, they look at it, it's consistent. Oh, look, it's a new crypto wallet. It's totally professional. It's straight to the point. And what's Pulse Chain? What's this new ecosystem? What's going on? I just want to lay that at your feet, but I'm not putting this down. I love it, but I feel like it's for people who already know who you are. And if I was new to crypto, like put yourself in a person's shoe who downloads the app. You're at the mechanic store. You tell your mechanic, he downloads the app, and he sees all these aliens, and he's like, whoa, what is this? Versus a clean, professional, business-like, internet money. Here's your wallet. Any trade you make makes you money. Start trading, earn your fees. It's like, I just want to lay that at your feet. And yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I would like to just quickly stitch on top of that as well, because it kind of goes along with what I was looking at or thinking when I was looking at it. Is like, I love it. It's beautiful, and the product is great, but there's a disconnect between the imagery and the product. From what I can see, like the two don't quite marry. It's like when you say branding, like it doesn't quite like the product and the branding or the imagery, etc., don't seem to quite marry up, although both are very good. Although I have to admit, I can't quite read all the copy and stuff like that and see if it's tied in that way or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, again, don't want to stomp on it. It looks absolutely fantastic. Like, what a beautiful website.
I think that is great feedback on both parts. I hear what you two are saying completely, and I'm not offended or negative in any way, shape, or form. I'm happy that you respect us enough to speak up and speak transparently. Now, my one rebuttal to, I hear you on the clean, consistent, comfortable branding. We were doing that in the beginning, and we could continue down that path. But if we do that, we are literally every other crypto wallet. There's no separation. Google crypto wallet right now in your app store. They all look exactly the same. There's no difference. So the question becomes, how do you stand out? And you're not going to stand out by doing the same thing that every single competitor is doing.
Agreed.
Okay, go ahead.
I 100% agree. I love the imagery, and I love website and like creative design stuff. So like, I'm absolutely loving the website. So I mean, for me, what would be cool is if you tied the brand into that imagery somehow. That would be cool. Yeah, in that sense. I love what you're doing. It's just like there's a slight disconnect just now. That's all. Which way you go is just no consequence. Like, I love the alien thing.
Hey, KG.
Can I ask you something real quick? So, what's up, guys? I hope everybody's well. So the question is when we were pushing the alien, okay, is there association with something, or is it just a random alien? So it'd be easier to explain if it's like some kind of, if there's some kind of associated
Yeah.
meaning
Yep.
behind
Exactly.
the alien along with IM, or the wallet, or whatever it may be. So therefore we can kind of explain it so it just sticks even better, rather than just, oh, it's just a cool alien, if you understand what I mean.
I totally hear you. And yes, there's actually a story to it, right? So first of all, MetaMask, for example, that is the most iconic part of their brand, is the fox. People even call the wallet the fox. So the alien starts to take the role of our character, our character. And what's cool, and the vision for the alien is it's not a domination, right? It's not the alien is coming over to take over the planet and destroy us and take over humanity. No. This alien is actually the recon alien. Okay, this is going to sound, okay, this is just the story, all right? We're into the story now. Okay, here we go. He's the recon alien for his species. And his species has sent him on a mission to find the financial system that will liberate his people, because his people are oppressed financially. And so he's a nice guy. He wants to understand the money. He wants to understand crypto and how he can take it back to his people. So we see a vision of, maybe there's like helpful tips, right? Maybe he points over here and it's like, oh, here's how you do XYZ. Maybe little animated shorts where he's explaining things, right? He's the educator. He's the gatherer and seeker of knowledge. And so he's a friendly alien. And so they're not here to dominate. They're here to educate and learn. Just like theoretically the new person coming to download the wallet, right? I don't know anything about crypto. Hey, it's alien to me. It's foreign. It's unfamiliar. Don't worry. We got you. We know. It's weird.
Yeah, that sounds like a good narrative.
All right.
Whatever
that
you
makes,
do, I would
that
suggest
makes sense.
making the alien's head follow your cursor for sure.
Oh, 100%. That's a Dawn requirement.
And just
Perfect,
to
perfect.
hey Kyle, what's up, man? And just to chime in,
What's up, Dan?
another thing that kind of led us down this path of opportunity. I'm sure you guys also know that sometimes in business, paths just cross. And one of our community members, Thor, happens to be one of the most incredible artists on the planet, who is himself revolutionizing the NFT space. And that NFT that you see that's going to be featured throughout, we have a few of those NFTs. It's also a collaborative opportunity to work with look at this art. Every time you zoom in, you're going to see something different. And to have the opportunity to work with a talented professional like this on a regular basis and have his attention and his passion injected into our project is also another aspect of why we decided to go this route as well. And I believe that Lit was also trying to chime in and say something. So please feel free, my brother.
Thank you. I am only here to help. I am not a hater, and anyone who knows me knows that. I absolutely adore what you guys are doing. The branding you created for the alien is awesome. So don't ever think I'm putting it down, okay? I love it. Whoever did that, it is consistent, clean, beautiful. But I'm going to lay a few things at your feet, and I'm here to help. So this is what you do. You throw mud on the wall, and what sticks, sticks. What doesn't, doesn't. I want to say two things. First of all, you said you want to stand out on the App Store and stand out from the other companies. I lay this at your feet. You are the first Pulse Chain devs to break out of the box and actually get accepted on a multinational platform. That separates you. You are already separated. You are already unique. You're already badass. You're already cutting edge. You are already alpha bosses. 100%. That move speaks for itself. It's King Kong nuts on steroids without one word. You don't have to say a word other than check out our app on the App Store. Look at the 5-star reviews. There's 5,000 of them in 3 days. That separates you. That makes you unique. No one has done that. So I want you to really take a step back and see my view. I just learned about the project a week ago. I just found out about this. So I'm lit on fire looking at what you've done. I'm going, oh my God, you guys stand out like a shining freaking light that hurts my eyes. It's so bright. So I want to lay that at your feet. And then I want you to understand how people view aliens, and especially that type of alien with the thin body, the long fingers, the big head, the giant eyes. Those aliens are used in horror movies to scare people. So some people will not associate a friendly alien who's here to help. So if you are committed to using the alien, I need a one-line tagline below him. I'm the benevolent, green guy who's here to help fix money. Something like that. Like, click on me for helpful tips. So if you do use the alien, you need to make it very, very clear that he's the benevolent guy who's here to fix the system and help everyone. That's all.
Fair point. Okay. As far as the standing out, I agree. Within the Pulse Chain community, we absolutely undeniably stand out because nobody else in this community has achieved what we have achieved. But to the world at large, they don't care about Pulse Chain. So being that we're the only Pulse Chain wallet isn't going to make us stand out unless Pulse Chain itself stands out, which we think it will, but is not, largely to the world is not at this moment in time. And so just being the only Pulse Chain project on the App Store, unfortunately, isn't enough yet. It could be one day, and I hope it is, but it's not yet. And so to get there and to help Pulse Chain get there, we've got to find something sticky to help it get that adoption. Now, I do hear what you're saying. I could see what you're saying about being, maybe a little scary of an alien. And that's, that's definitely something to chew on.
You give it a shirt that's like really, really like a freaking Hawaiian shirt, something stupid that makes him look like he's on vacation. Then it really softens that image. And I don't know, I'm just throwing mud on a wall, but if you really like the alien theme, I want you guys to like your project and be passionate about it. I don't want you to have some bland business style mass appeal to the general population if it doesn't light you up. You will have a better project if you love the brand you represent than having something where you're like, we kind of did that to maybe appeal to more masses. That's not what I'm telling you. I need you guys to keep that same energy you have. I just want to throw some of those points out there because I'm looking for mass adoption for this project. So I want to remove any barriers that could be there, and that's my only mindset. But ultimately, what you guys do, you have to love it. If you don't love it, the passion will not translate. So I 100% want you guys to do what you're stoked on.
Well said, man. KG, are you on the fence with it, or are you sold?
Well, I'll be honest. I was sold on this chat. But
Now,
I appreciate
can I jump in for a moment?
Transparent and honest. It's really charismatic. I really appreciate you as a founder. You and Dawn have been nothing but awesome. I really appreciate y'all.
Thanks, man. Hey, go ahead, Tom. Go.
Thank you very much. So I just wanted to pull back to an earlier point quickly. When you were talking about standing out from the other wallets on the store, I mean, at first glance, maybe it doesn't stand out, so the alien could help. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, on the store, you are the lowest swap router fees. You're not a read-only wallet. Like, how many wallets just drop off because they don't have the ability to send, receive, or swap because they're only read-only? Like, there is a lot of achievements, but on the comment of the alien, I've really gotten used to this idea and the thought of the 3D boxables, the branding of the alien. It really does help IM, I think, stand out because Quirky does seem to go somewhere. And I mean, Emmy has a backstory. I mean, if you really want to dive into it, on his home world, things had gotten so bleak and dark with the financial system crumbling all around that they had put all the last of their resources into one spaceship to travel across the skies, right? Like, this is kind of turning into an epic story. There could be a lot of background to this.
Exactly. And I actually imagine, okay, imagine in front, like imagine this for marketing, okay? You create, because Thor, the guy who made this, literally for his job, his career, he makes 3D animations. This is him as a person. And he's passionate about aliens. So it's like his heart and soul goes into the alien. Now imagine Emmy, he's standing in front of the alien council on that bleak planet you just described. And he goes down to Earth. And it could be like a 2-minute, 3-minute short movie. But all the while, it's subliminally plugging internet money. And that video gets views and gets shared just because the animation is beautiful, the soundtrack is beautiful, the whole thing is beautiful. And people are just like, what did I watch? I can foresee a reality where people go and want to check out the product just because we made such a cool movie. And you could almost even do a series of movies.
See, that's the idea I had, because interestingly, like, I thought about it, like, the last of their resources go into building this ship, but it's all not hunky-dory on the way to Earth. Like, there could be little subplots on the way of seeing other economic
Exactly.
failed. And then when you get to Earth, the ship is so run down and out of fuel that now he's stuck on Earth and has to help the IM team perfect this money technology in order to refuel his ship to even get back, which could create a series of episodes.
Exactly. And then people, even if they're not crypto fans, I feel like this brand can go so far, and it can be so shared and so appreciated just because it's cool. And now,
Yeah.
open to feedback,
Can
of
I-
course. Appreciate your feedback.
Can I jump in real quick? Like, my life is awesome. I know what he's saying, and I feel the same. That's fine. You guys do your thing with the branding, but we have to be able to associate it in a way where we can explain it. And if we're trying to go the friendly route, like me personally, Alien Dude does not look very friendly, but that's just my opinion, you know. So if there's like a T-shirt, or he can not look friendly and his T-shirt can look friendly, or whatever it is, but there has to be something that can be associated in terms of the story, yes, but I don't know. I think it's still, if you're trying to go for the wow factor, I guess it works, and that's fine. I'm just trying to say that, I don't know, that's just my opinion. Right when I look at it, remember, I'm heavily invested in this as well. I'm a first day OG with all the, everything I've sacked for you guys. So I don't care what way you guys go, but I just have to make sure that I'm able to work with what's given. And if it's that one liner or a T-shirt or something where it can appeal to those individuals as well, rather than, oh, it's just a random alien, that's just, and this is the story that he has, and this is what we're trying to go for, I think it'd be better than that.
Appreciate the feedback. And this is why we bring this stuff up here in this, closed, intimate space, because people, you give the feedback. We are actually looking for this. So thank you for providing that. We take it all into account. It is all very important to us. And yes, we will go back. We will digest it. Go ahead. And then we're gonna move on a little. We can dive back into the website, but finish your thought, and then we're gonna move on.
Real quick, I just want to say, if you keep the alien, can I make some suggestions to keep the alien for the same brand?
Sure.
Okay. Soften the image, give him some type of hat or glasses that are bright colored that make him look like, what the hell is this alien with this bright stuff on? It doesn't, like, he looks like he's on vacation. And then have a section on your app where how to, like, where people don't understand an app and they have questions and they want to learn more about how to use the platform. If you create the alien theme where he is the benevolent, happy alien on vacation here to fix the money, and he is giving you all these helpful tips, then all of a sudden your vision makes more sense. And then the little image of him next to your wallet is like, oh, there's that helpful alien who wants to help us from our broken slave system. That sounds cooler. Like, the alien came from outer space, sees we're all slaved in this freaking macroeconomic system where they print money into oblivion and the common man has no chance unless he does something amazing. So that guy wants to help. That is a really cool narrative. And I think that was what you're actually going for. So soften him, put some bright stuff on him, some accoutrements, get him to feel really friendly, really helpful. He's the benevolent alien who sees the whole world from above and has come down to pick the people who are ready to evolve into the new money system that is fixing all the problems with the old one. And have a help section on your website where it's like, by the time you're done getting help from that guy, you actually feel connected to him. That's what I would say if you're going to keep it.
That is really awesome if I could jump in. And like actually in the idea of storytelling and this suspension of disbelief, like the idea of getting some secret help from aliens is actually probably more believable than giving help to an alien race.
Fair point. I completely hear the point. And yeah, it is. We will definitely put some thought into how we can incorporate that. So again, thank you for the feedback. It's heard. It's felt. Thank you. I am going to move on. We can circle back to the website, but let's get through some other stuff because we got a few more things to go. Welcome in. We have almost 70 people in here on a Friday night or Friday morning or afternoon. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. So that's why I like doing the updates in here. On Twitter, no one requests the mic, but in here, everybody talks. It's awesome. You don't get this on Twitter, so let's go. Okay, so another one that we've already announced. We actually did a whole Twitter space on it, but again, just to throw it out there real quick, all of our smart contracts that are currently able to be interacted with have been security audited, and we have launched those security audits for public review. And you can view those at internetmoney.io/audits. We had all the tokens security audited, and we had the swap router audited as well, and they are crispy clean. So feel free to go check those out. Let us know if you have any questions on it. We did do a deep dive on a Twitter space. We went through every audit, talked about every point. We have that video on our YouTube. If you are a security nerd like us, go check it out. It's there. Let's see.
Yeah, I just want to chime in there real quick, if I may.
Please do.
Not only did we complete the security audit for our smart contract, we also did an economic audit on time. Time is a very unique protocol, which we may run an EIP for that. KG, you can speak to that a little later, but I don't know if you wanted to say anything regardless. But the math behind what actually does was labeled as unique from the auditors. So there's a lot of crazy little nuances there within the math that if you actually look at the economic audit, you'll see math as symbols. So, when you're doing math as symbols, you're on some next level stuff. And we obviously wanted somebody to check the fact that our math did we said it was going to do. And the beautiful thing about that, and if the bullet about what we're doing, there was all zeros on that report, meaning everything that we did, all of the time, no pun intended, that we took to get this smart contract written, from KG's crazy brain to the fingers on his keyboard, it works perfectly. And it's verified by a third party with a lot of money to verify it. So that's the thing that I'm most bullish on. Take a look at that economic audit, geek out on the math with symbols, and just realize that this project is one of the best projects out there.
I just got super bullish by that. You just made me bullish, and I already knew that.
Hold on, I'm going to go buy some time right now.
I already bought a bunch. Right as you were speaking.
Damn, you front ran me.
I did. I knew because I knew you were going to buy. As soon as you were done getting bullish about it, I knew you were going to go in on it.
Yeah, but on a serious note, take a look at that economic audit. It is very cool.
Yep, and he's totally right. What we did with time, it doesn't exist in crypto. There are things that in some ways might be close-ish, but there is nothing else that is it. And it's so unique and so cool that, yeah, like Don said, we are going to work towards an EIP. I mean, we're 90% sure we're going to go forward with that. And for those that don't know what an EIP is, it's an Ethereum improvement proposal, and it basically sets a new standard for something. So there are EIPs that are like in the same category of time. Well, if we launched an EIP for time, it would effectively supersede those EIPs because it's better and it's more enhanced, or rather more refined. So yeah, it's definitely something that we think we're going to pursue, and it's very bullish for time holders. You guys are a part of something brand new. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive into the Chrome extension. So for those who are Android and iOS users, you'll see that we have the dividends working on Android and iOS. We haven't pushed out a lot of announcements yet because Chrome isn't quite there yet. But on Android and iOS, dividends are fully working. You can swap, you can sweep, you can claim. Dividends are being earned. People are earning dividends daily right now. And actually, part of the update today is we pushed an update to the Chrome store today that has all of those same updates that Android and iOS has. So as soon as the Chrome store accepts the new version, then on Chrome as well, you'll have an up-to-date app, and the dividends will be working and functioning there. So if you've been a Chrome user, thank you for your patience. We've been we had to pay a lot of attention to the app to get it where it needed to be for Apple. So a lot of focus was going on the mobile app for now, but we were able to refocus some attention back on Chrome. And let's go ahead and let's give a big shout out to Trevin. He's been working his butt off in the back to get us the dividends working there. So you guys, if you see Trevin out there, give him a big thank you, because he is the one that is physically making that reality a reality. That man, Trevin, thank you for all you do.
Hey, thanks for the shout out. I'm having fun, to be honest. It's a really nice project to have inherited and get a chance to work on. So thank you.
Of course. So that is the man right there. When you hit claim, when you hit sweep, that's the man that made it possible. So Chrome usually takes about 24 hours, but we've seen them take as long as maybe 5-ish days. So that is completely out of our hands at this moment in time. It is all in the hands of the Chrome reviewers. So as soon as that's reviewed and accepted, you're up to date there. And then we'll start pushing out some content, like things to share on Twitter, on Reddit. If you're not a part of the Reddit subreddit, join that as well. It's slow growing there, but there's a small community over there. So we'll start sharing some content for you to retweet. And yeah, but those who are in here tonight know that dividends are working. Time is there. Future is there. All security audited, all rocking and rolling. Any questions on that before I move on? All right, and we're still working up. We got a few more things left. Some small stuff. So on Etherscan and BSC Scan, we got the time and future logos, and we got our profiles approved on Etherscan and BSC Scan. So logos are there. Those are all official, nice and verified, nice and clean. We're working on the Coinmarketcap CoinGecko dilemma for time and future, and actually internet money on BSC. It only got internet money on. So right now we have internet money on Ethereum and BSC listed on CoinGecko and Ethereum IM on Coinmarketcap. We're working on IM on BSC for CoinMarketCap, and then we're working on time and future on both of those. So for those who have been around the project, you know it took us about a year and a half to get IM listed on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and it's probably going to be a little harder with time and future because nobody's providing liquidity or really trading those. And so CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, they really like volume and liquidity. And so I'm working with them. I'm trying to change their paradigm. Like, hey, you're judging us like a regular token, but remember, we're the only one that exists like this, and it doesn't make any sense for our community to provide liquidity. So I'm working with them to try to change their paradigm, but you know how, teaching old dogs new tricks goes.
KG.
Yes, sir.
I got you.
You got me.
I got you. DM, I have direct relationships. I will bypass all that bullshit. I got you.
LIT to the moon. Let's
bro.
go.
DM me.
Let's go.
DM me. I'm saying this publicly. DM me and let's make it happen. Done.
I will DM you right this second.
Let's go.
Let me get you. Let me get you.
This happens all the time. It's just like Pulse Chain. If you know the right people, you get to the top quick. It's exactly the same. It's all about connections, who you know, what you know, your reputation, and I will do what I can to help. Let's get this popping.
Let's get it popping. Lit. Appreciate you.
All right about the volume though, and you may have to commit to some of that. But we'll set it up and we'll make it happen.
Okay, I just DM'd you. We're willing to do what it takes. So
solid. Let's go.
Lit. All right. Well, there's that, everybody. So we're working on that. We're trying to get that. So hopefully that plays out. All right. Let's see here. Okay. I got 1, 2. I got 3 updates left. All right. And then we go full AMA. You can ask us anything you want about anything we talked about tonight or anything that you just have questions about in general. So number 1, I wanted to talk about the buy and burn that's coming out for IM on Ethereum and Binance and Hex on Ethereum. Actually, if you go to the website right now and you click on the buy and burn button that's there, you'll see we have a dApp. Now, Internet Money has a dApp, y'all. Oh, y'all, that's the Texas thing. I forget about that. Y'all. Okay. So, and if you go to app.internetmoney.io, that's also how you can get there. So you'll see there are a few final bugs we're working through on the dApp. It's really, really close to being done. And we're aiming to launch those buy and burn contracts next week. So if everything goes according to plan, IM is going to be deflationary next week, and Hex is going to be working its way towards deflation next week as well. So go check that out, app.internetmoney.io. It is a dApp. And again, we're aware of a few bugs that are already existing there. But we did still want to announce it tonight because we've made a lot of progress there. But buy and burn is very close. Any questions on the buy and burn?
I love the Texas barbecue.
Can you break down the percentage of the buy and burn, how it works, game theory, the tokenomics of it?
Sure, we'll go through that real quick. So our token time, and I'm going to safely assume that everybody who's in here now has some understanding of time, but if not, I'll give a quick overview. The Internet Money Wallet has an in-app swap feature, and when you swap from one crypto to another, a fee is charged. That fee is paid in the form of Pulse, ETH, BNB, whatever chain you're swapping on, the fee is paid in the native coin. 100% of that native coin gets paid to the holders of time. So by holding time, you earn passive income in Ethereum, an ETH, BNB, Pulse, whatever the native coin is. Now, the buy and burn, it is a smart contract. It has no admin keys. It's immutable. And anybody can deposit their time into the contract or remove their time from the contract. And so the contract itself becomes a holder of time. And that ETH, that Pulse, that BNB, that the contract earns by being a holder of time and earning the dividends, buys IM and buys Hex off the open market. And as soon as it buys it, it burns it. And that's how it works. So the percentage is determined by how much the community of the given token decides to put in there.
Out of existence?
Burns it out of existence. Now, if the token doesn't have a burn function, for example, Hex doesn't have a burn function. It does if you stake it, it gets burned, but you can't just burn Hex. The function doesn't exist. So in the example of Hex, you send it to the debt address. So it still calculates as being in existence, but nobody has the keys to the debt address. It's not just something we have. It's like you could look up, it's all zeros and then literally the word dead. So it's a way to burn tokens that don't have a burn function.
So it's not really burning it, it's kind of like locking it up forever. Kind of like the Corvinius, right? In the underworld.
Yes,
But
I guess
forever.
the actual technical function is a forever and untouchable lock. Yes, but in crypto terms, it's known as burning when you do that. People accept that as a burn.
And as far as internet money is concerned, it will get burnt. The supply will physically go down.
On Ethereum, yes, because IM on Ethereum has a burn function, so we will delete it. IM will literally get deleted on Ethereum. But on BNB, it does not have a burn function, so IM on BSC will get sent to the debt address as well.
So you really think this is gonna beat the minted inflation? This burning, as you call it?
I don't know if we'll beat it, but we are the only protocol in existence that rivals it to any capacity.
Just remember, I was the true original KG Maxi, okay? Remember that.
I'll never forget, bro.
Can you tell me that one more time, how it works? You take the time in the wallet. What do you have to do to generate that burn?
So anybody can deposit their time into the buy and burn smart contract. They can also withdraw their time. So it's not like locked in there. There's no staking in it. You could deposit.
Do they lose it once they put it in? Is it gone?
It's not. Well, they're not earning the dividends anymore. If they withdraw it out of the contract, then they can take the time. I could put the time in 1 second and take it out the next second as the person who put it in there. No one else can take anybody else's time. Like, you can't put time in there and then I take it, right? If I put in 100 time, I can take out 100 time. So with the time sitting in there, whatever dividends they're earning, the contract itself earns those dividends. And then that becomes the buy power for the buy and burn.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you for explaining that.
You're welcome. So yeah, and one really cool thing about this buy and burn is we can launch it for any protocol. Any community we can engage with and partner with and launch it for their community. And then that is another community that would come into the internet money wallet and do their swaps there theoretically, because then it puts buy and burn pressure on whatever token they believe in. So it starts with Hex and IM, but that's just the starting point. There could one day be 10 buy and burns powered by the internet money wallet in time.
So here's some real numbers about how powerful this actually is. So let's take Hex, for example. Right now, time is whatever, 2 zeros and a 5. You can buy 1,000 time for $5. So if all 300,000 holders of Hex took $5, of course, there will be a run up on price with time. I get it. But just theoretically speaking, they would, if everyone spent $5 on time, you're looking at roughly 300 million time put in this contract, which is over 10% of the wallet's revenue. So if the wallet starts doing some half of MetaMask's numbers, again, with the 113% rate of adoption, bull market coming back, MetaMask numbers today are not going to be MetaMask numbers tomorrow. But if a community gets behind this and all spends $5 on putting time into this contract and actually can attain 10% of the wallet's revenue and use it to now buying the asset it loves whenever they feel like it, because it's going to be a open public call, and then sending to a debt address so it never gets touched again. That to me gives every reason for every Hex holder to take $5, buy some time, put it in the contract, and use the wallet to swap. And now you're forever putting buy pressure and burn pressure on the asset that you love. It opens so many doors of pumpamentals for any protocol that's involved in our buy and burn. Obviously, internet money, and who knows, maybe we'll even burn some time. But it's, again, changing a standard that exists and bringing an insane pumpamental to any protocol that doesn't have it. Because who knows, you can fork our front end, you can fork our smart contract, it's going to be verified in the blockchain, it's going to be open source, and you can do this own thing. You just buy some time, put it in there, boom, now you got a buy and burn for your protocol. So this is another level of game-changing stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, I think that's such an underrated point, is that people would say, oh, why would anybody buy time for the buy and burn when they could just buy the asset itself? Well, you said it perfectly, because if you buy $10 of an asset one time, what does it do? Does it do anything for price? Theoretically, yes. I mean, mathematically, rather, yes, it does something for price. Or you could buy $10 of an asset that'll buy the asset forever. Mathematically, or theoretically, right? Because we don't know the volume the wallet will do. But theoretically, mathematically, you put more buy pressure by spending $10 on time, putting it in the smart contract for the buy and burn, than you would ever spending $10 on that asset.
Absolutely 100% correct.
Are you guys willing to put in a bag of your own to get it started?
Yes, we will, and that's already the plan. Definitely for Hex, IM, and IM on both chains, we will be the first ones to deposit to that.
If you haven't heard this enough, I really appreciate the level of intelligence you approach your project with and how you review all the details before you move forward. And it's very apparent to anyone here listening, you guys do really talk about all the details, and I appreciate that.
Not to be silly, but I appreciate you appreciating that, truly.
Game recognized game, bro.
You're right about that. You're right about that. All right, well, let's top it off with the last update. And if there are any questions about anything following this, then we'll stick around and do that. Oh, actually, okay, there's two. Okay. One, for those that don't know, I went to Consensus 2023, which is a crypto convention here in the Austin, Texas area. And It was a great experience. And if you're listening and you haven't been to a crypto convention, I don't care if it's big or small, doesn't matter what size it is, you go to that convention, you go to that gathering, because you get a whole nother level of bullishness activated. Because you talk to people that are from all over different aspects and angles of crypto, that have all different aspects of life experience, and you actually further relationships that you're already building online. And so it's incredible. And I talked to so many people and shook so many hands at this convention. I got wallet downloads. I made a lot of awesome connections, and every single person I talked to, there wasn't a single person, no matter people that haven't even heard of Pulse Chain, people that believe it or not, there's people out there that don't operate on Ethereum. They came into crypto through some totally other side chain you've never heard of before. Crypto's huge. It's a huge industry for as small as it is. There wasn't a single person, regardless of what blockchain they knew, regardless of what blockchain they came up through, regardless of whatever, that could tell me one other wallet or protocol like Time. No one had heard of it. And everybody I talked to was bullish about it. Yeah, sure, you could say, okay, those people were just, they didn't want to be me. No, literally, I had engagement, I had attention, and everybody was bullish. They couldn't believe it. It was all the same questions. Taxes, reflections, staking, like nope. Revenue-based value generation. It's like a mind-boggling concept in crypto. You don't have to lock your coins. You don't have to do these things that add layers of complexity. And so I wanted to share that. I got amazing feedback from people of EVMs, non-EVMs, Bitcoin people. You just can't not like the idea, because the idea just makes so much sense. So I wanted to share that experience that I had. Internet money's cool, and people out there like what we're doing. So wanted to share that with everybody. Final update.
Before you do, I just want to round off that point with saying what we're doing is a lot more than just an idea. It's actually a product on the market, available in the app stores for download today.
Exactly. Idea phase. Oh, we still have a lot of awesome ideas in the pipeline, but like idea phase is over in terms of the actual product. Well said, Don. Like, because people can, that was another thing too that people were asking me, because a lot of stuff at that crypto convention was, oh, when does it come out? Oh, it comes out in, September, comes out in a year, there was so much there that was coming out. And yes, we still have aspects that are that, but when I was able to tell people, oh, go to your phone right now, go to Android. You got Android, you got iOS. Just, like, I was getting people to download our product in conversations. And even that was mind blowing to people, that we had a real live working thing. I think we sometimes, and I want to share this because I know for sure I do, I think we sometimes get lost in these echo chambers and underground internet communities, and we lose sight of just how amazing what we are doing is, how amazing what everybody a part of this community is a part of. It's actually an innovative, game-changing thing. It's going to force the existing authority to alter their paradigm, or they're going to demise. Because when we get the recognition that we're working towards and we deserve, how can a wallet compete with, we keep 100% of our fees, when our value proposition is we share 100% of our fees? It is a new paradigm that the industry is going to be forced to adapt to. And everybody in this chat, is on the forefront of that innovation. You are the pioneers. With that said, let's go into the last update.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yep, I can hear
sorry. Hey, so for the buy and burn wallet, I think it would be a good idea if we have like one big buy, so that like if I want to contribute $5, I send it to you, or I send it to a wallet, and we do a buy for either the Ethereum chain or the BCS chain. And the main reason is just to save gas, because gas is kind of ridiculous right now for $5 contribution to get 10% of the time out of, and this out of circulation. So maybe an idea like that would be good.
Empty, first of all, thank you for all you do out there, brother. I see you in Telegram. I see you on Twitter, always spreading the good word. You are the reason we're winning, bro. Thank you for all you do.
No. I'm just doing my little part, but I appreciate the word. Thank you.
Okay, this is gonna sound corny, but an ocean is just drops of water. And because of you, we have an ocean, bro.
Wise words for sure. So what do you guys think about that? Because I mean,
who is the wave?
So okay, but I hear your point. Let me finish this last update, and then we'll dive right back into that. We can go as deep into the buy and burn as you want. All right?
Sounds good, bro.
Okay. All right. Let me finish this last update. So we have been talking about beta V2 of the wallet, right? Everybody who's in here has heard us say it's going to be beta version 1, and then beta version 2, and then official version 1 of the wallet. Now, we saved this one for last because we think this is probably the biggest announcement of the night. We are actually going to not do a beta version 2. And there is a lot of very good reason for that. And I will explain. But we're going to go, whenever the time is here, we're going to go straight from beta to V1. So we're going to, again, we're not going to do beta V2. And here's why. Part of the reason that we were holding off going V1, one of the main holdbacks was that we were not on the Apple App Store. And we didn't feel like we had the completed product until we were on the Apple App Store, because people would still have to download the wallet through test flight. And if it got approved at that time, it would have had to go back through security audits. And it was other logistics that kept it still as that beta feel. We were also the Wallet Connect piece of it. Right now in today's crypto climate, Wallet Connect is kind of the standard. And so with getting listed on Apple, and we are right on the cusp of Wallet Connect. I mean, we are very, very close. We are in active chats, our team and their team. We're talking, we're working together. We're right on the cusp of having Wallet Connect done. So two of the biggest holdbacks from version 1 are basically completed. And we'll update everybody when Wallet Connect is complete. Trust me, because that's freaking awesome. And then we continue thinking, well, there are some other features that we wanted to include in version 1 as well, like the referral program and the free download program. And then there were some other little features that we wanted to sprinkle in there, but the main feature being the referral program. So it made sense to us that since we were able, with the time that we had and getting up to date on Apple, we transition into a version 1. Because right now, that's really the biggest feedback that we're also hearing is, hey, I'm not going to recommend the wallet until you're security audited in version 1. And so there's really no reason at this moment in time to hold that off, because we can still go into version 1 with security audits. And then when we introduce the referral program or other features, the features just become beta features. So you have a version 1 fully security audited wallet. And then, hey, we're out with the referral program. If you choose to interact with it, then that little part of the wallet is in beta, not the whole wallet itself. And a lot of time and deliberation went into this, but we ultimately felt it was the best decision, both from a timing perspective, but also for you as the community, because now there isn't that, stigma also of beta. So does anybody have any questions or comments on that point?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I also just want to
Good
go ahead.
decision.
Hey, Sage, what's up?
Like it, like it, like it.
There we go.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out too that we already went through 2 rounds of pen testing. And for those of you who don't know what pen testing is, actually penetration testing. And yes, the 8-year-old boy in me, every time I say penetration testing, wants to laugh, but it's exactly what it says. It does. It tries to break the wallet, get inside, disturb your seed phrase flow, steal some information. We already went through 2 rounds of that, and we already had made adjustments. And this 3rd round is really just to make sure that nothing has changed from the first 2 rounds. There's no software updates that are more secure out there. It's really kind of just like a polish off. All of our smart contracts are already audited. So for those of you who are out there testing and swapping already in the wallet, thank you. And just like any other hot wallet, you never want to put your full bag in your hot wallet. You always want to have cold storage for your life savings, things like that. But if you want to throw 100, 200, a couple $100 in the wallet and start swapping around and getting in there, go ahead. You know, you're not going to get brute force attacked. We already went through 2 rounds of pen testing, and this 3rd round of final testing before V1, it really is just to make sure that we did everything that we could do from the way technology is today, from the technology that exists, to check all those boxes of, did we do everything internally to make sure this is secure as possible? But like I said, we already went through 2 rounds of that. The 3rd round is just to polish off and make sure that nothing else is left on the table. So yeah, it's a very exciting time.
Well said. Any questions, comments on that point? I think, again, we saved that one for last. As small as that may seem for some, if for others, I think that's going to be very big, because beta just leaves this, hey, be wary. Whereas version 1 is, you don't have to tell people. I mean, you can. I'm not saying to not tell people, but you don't have to go around saying, hey, it's version 1. It's just a wallet now. It's just what it is. It's just a product. It's still early. It's still new to the market, but it is what it says it is. And it's full and it's official. And actually, we do have a private beta group. And if you're interested in being a beta tester for, for any beta features we launch, feel free to shoot me a DM and I'll see about getting you in there. We have about 30-ish testers right now. So if you're one of the testers, thank you for being a tester. But yeah, shoot me a DM if you're interested in testing the beta stuff.
I like that your team doesn't talk about it. They are about it. And I get that from the logical results I see in progression. I just learned about your app, but I realized for you guys to be where you're at in such a short amount of time, your team is fierce. And I respect the hell out of that, because that's how I live my life.
We live by a statement. We see only the objective. The obstacle must give way. And we attract some amazing teammates that feel the same way. Speaking of which, I just saw another one of our teammates jump in here. If you're not around right now, don't worry. Bunk, are you there?
Hey guys, hey community, yeah, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Let's give it up for Bunk. This is our lead DevOps right here.
Yay!
This is our quote unquote gamma internally.
Yeah, exactly. This is Internet Money's gamma.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Great
Yeah,
job,
nice to
Bunk.
meet
Keep up the good work. Even though you're in the background, your work will be felt later with the mass success of the project. You can pat yourself on the back then, but great work getting this done. Absolutely stellar.
Shout to
Well,
Bonk.
thank you.
Thank you, Bonk.
Sure, thank you guys. Very kind community.
And actually, Bunk was at Consensus with me, and so some other members from the community got to meet him as well. And him and I had great conversations about all the cool stuff that happened there. So, and I really appreciate having you on the team. Thank you for all you do, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Consensus was pretty far out. I mean, it was pretty amazing seeing the industry left to right there. It's pretty awesome.
AKG.
Yep.
If I may, I see our beloved admin, Mr. Hexy Chef, asked a question in main chat: timeline for V1. I know you and I discussed internally some of the metrics that we need. You want to kind of go over the task scenario, just to put it out there so people can start to gauge the timeline?
Oh man, I've been standing up talking in my mic, not looking at the chat at all. But man, you guys are going off in there. This is cool. Thank you, everybody, typing in chat. So yeah, and if you can't speak, also feel free to drop a question, and we can follow up there as well. Okay, timeline. No timeline for V1, and that's not to say it's light years away. We are on the final stretches to V1. Now, with that, it's ambiguous as to how long it's going to take. So we're not going to sit here and say, hey, it's going to take a few weeks. Hey, it's going to take 2 months. It could very well take a few weeks. It could very well take 2 months. We don't know exactly the timeline. There are reasons for that. Whenever you dive, and I've said this so many times, and it's so true, whenever you dive into one little thing, it opens up Pandora's box. And maybe in Pandora's box, you find a thing that opens up Pandora's box within Pandora's box. There are so many layers to software development that we can no longer give actual factual timelines until things are like right on the cusp. Like I can almost safely say that next week we're probably launching the buy and burn contracts. But see what I did there? Almost and possibly. Because it seems like we're going to launch the buy and burn contracts next week. I don't foresee anything right now that would come up that would stop the buy and burn contracts from launching next week. But I've learned in software, anything can happen. So with that said, the way that we understand what we have to do as a team, we have what's called a task manager. And we are able to input. And, thank you to all the testers who report. That is so appreciated because your reports go into our task manager, and we're actually able, and the more detailed, the better, because we're actually able to build out and recreate what happened and fix it. So if you encounter a bug, please report it. Please be detailed. We appreciate it, and you help the project grow. All that to say, we have about, in our road to mainnet, we have about 56-ish items on that road to mainnet right now. Now, granted, don't get blown away by that number. Oh my gosh, as I said, 56 items, we have 56 participants in here. Let's go synchronicities. Some of those tasks could take 5 minutes. Some of those tasks could take 2 weeks. We will do our best going forward to maybe do more regular Twitter spaces, maybe more regular Telegram chats where we can give updates like, hey, we've accomplished X amount this week and we're still looking good. Here's what we've got left to do. Because from between now and mainnet, now in version 1, there won't be any real major updates. If Pulse Chain launches, of course, we'll launch our tokens there. That'll be a major update. But beyond that, it's really just dead set focused on getting everything done that we need to get done getting it over to Certic for the security audit, getting the feedback, implementing those changes, and then launching V1. So we can't give a direct timeline, but what we can do is keep you updated along the way as we make this final journey to V1.
Yeah, to tighten that up a little bit, 56 items on the board right now. There's 83 sub items, and some of those sub items are just verify, right? So some of these items could take a minute, some of these items could take a week. And when we complete an item, we may add more items to it. However, these items that are on the board, that's it. Like, this is what we know that we need to do to get to the last round of security audit, which is the push for V1. So, unless something crazy happens, this is all that we're focused on. We got our noses to the grindstone, and hopefully every week-ish or whatever, we can update you of how many tasks we have left. And then, hopefully there could be a countdown. Now it's 10, now it's 9, now it's 8. Maybe we get to 7, and then, this task now just put up another 3. Now we're back up to 10. But regardless, we have the end goal in sight, where a year ago, this list might have been 56 million things to do. But now we're down to 56. And it might seem like a lot, but it's not. And, some of them are bigger than others. And it's just really exciting for us internally to really have it narrowed down to these specific tasks. And I can't tell you the excitement that KG and I have internally. They're like, wow, it's here, man. It's close. We can see it. We can smell it. We can taste it. And we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here very soon.
Hey, I got to run to a meeting. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. DM me. I want to know what's cracking. I'll help you with Coinmarketcap and gecko. Much love, y'all. Keep up the fantastic work.
Thank you, Lit.
Peace.
All right, everybody. Well, that is the updates for tonight. If nobody has any questions on V1 and that road, I will circle back to Empty's question. So I'll open the floor to that before I switch.
Are we good, or do I ask the question again?
No, okay. All right, I got it. So basically what you're saying is, hey, with gas fees being super expensive, maybe we could have some way to deposit fund, like pool funds together, so that way we all, not we, but like a contract, I suppose, can buy time off the open market in one buy. So if you only have $5 to spend, you don't have to spend $150 in gas to achieve that, right?
Yes.
That's a great idea.
Catcher again?
No, that's a great idea, and I'm not opposed to that idea at all. We're just not ready to implement that just yet. But hey, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Community can build it. The devs out there, if there's any community devs, by all means.
Yeah, let's just get that dip catcher involved. He loves to do that kind of shit.
KG, you there? I don't know if you're speaking, but I personally can't hear you. Can anybody else hear him?
I am here.
He's not talking.
Hey, Just Soleil. Yeah, I just didn't have anything to say.
KG.
Oh, I thought that was you that said that. What's up, man?
It was Ty, KG.
Hey, Ty. No, I was looking at the screen and Joss Soleil's mic flashed, and I was like, that's didn't sound quite like him. What's up, Ty?
To me,
just been sitting back quietly
John
listening.
sounded like Ty.
Yeah, well, thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting, brother.
Hey man, we've been here since the start. Always. We get busy and sometimes miss some of your stuff, but if it's brought to my attention and I'm not here and I'm available, I come.
You have been there since the start. You really have, and we appreciate you for being there every moment of the journey, man. We would not be here without you.
We're all in this together, bro.
Yes, we are.
Nothing else. Maybe you want to shut the recording?
Yep. All right. If there's no, we'll keep the chat open, keep talking. But if there's any other questions that you guys and girls think that is relevant to the recording, let's ask. I do want to give another shout out to AG in the voice chat. That's my beautiful wife.
Irreplaceable.
Say again.
Irreplaceable, and people don't realize that a lot of the creations that we're seeing here today have been inspired by this lovely young lady here.
Absolutely 100%. The reason that internet money exists is because of AG. We have 2 sons, and she holds it down at home so that way I can get done what needs to be done for the project. So would not be here without you, AG. I know you're listening. Don't be shy. It's okay. What's up? Say what's up. I'm putting it. All right. No, it's all good. It's all good. She may be away from the phone.
She's gonna come in there and smack you in the head. I guarantee it.
Thank you, AG.
Hello, thank you.
Oh, it's so cool to hear you on Telegram. How are you doing out there?
Doing good. Just listening, watching the kids.
Thank you. Can we get a big thank you for AG out there? Can we get a big thank you?
Thank you.
Such patience you must have.
The most.
Thank you.
I have a quick question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, for holders of the future token, what is the next chain we might be able to look forward to receiving the time token airdropped on?
I love that you asked that question. Thank you for asking that question.
A pleasure.
So we actually don't have that answer. And not because we're not thinking about it, but because we're thinking that we're going to make a community approach on that one. We haven't 100% decided, but it seems like the right thing to do. Where maybe we put out a poll and whatever chain is voted on and the community is most bullish on, to me, that seems like a good way to go about choosing the next chain.
Sounds fantastic.
I mean, on the onset, we're kind of thinking Polygon. Like, if we were to choose.
Yes.
It's kind of the chain.
May I make a suggestion or thought to that?
I'd be offended if you did not.
So, interestingly enough, I mean, with Portal X, you've got it connected to 63 chains. It's going to have some metrics when it goes live as a bridge into Pulse Chain. I'm kind of curious to see which chains are the most active on Portal X. That might have some indicators to which investors are more connected to Pulse Chain and might benefit most from it, or maybe even better active chains. I don't know. It might show some interconnectivity of support between preference of users if you can get a hold of any of the metrics that they have.
I love where your head's at, and I think that's an incredible idea. That's real data.
You probably get the metrics from them for Pulse Chain, but to be honest, all the other chains are probably going to get more adopted and get the metrics from Rubik.
That's also a great idea as well. Seeing See, because it's twofold, right? Because there is choosing a chain with a lot of volume, obviously, right? More volume means more money for the time holder. But then there's also choosing the chain that we either A, have a foothold in, we as a project, or B, we want to get a foothold in. And so maybe, Polygon is one of the highest volume chains, EVM chains, but maybe it would be like launching in the dark, so to speak, whereas maybe there's another chain that we could be more niched in. And that could actually yield more revenue for time holders being more niched than just shotgun blasting to a high volume chain. That's also something else we as a community have to consider.
Let's just do all of them.
I love that idea. I do, and we will. Well, that's the plan. It's just there, and I know there's some funniness to that, but just so everybody knows too, it's actually a good point to bring up. So when it comes to launching on a new chain, it's not just, hey, we launched the token, right? That is part of it, of course, but you also have to build out the swap router. It has its own quirks. And then you have to build out the swapping path logic, and there could be unique quirks per chain. So, you might be able to launch a chain overnight, but realistically, if I had to make a guess, probably a week-ish or two, maybe, time to get it right, get it clean before you launch. So I think we will go through a phase eventually where we go launch happy, but not sure we're quite there yet.
Yeah, if I may, and KG, I know you're going to be mad at me for doing this.
Oh, I'm already angry. Don't do it.
I'm going to drop a little Easter egg.
Don't do it. Whatever it is, don't do it.
I'm going to do it. I'm gonna ask for forgiveness instead of permission.
Oh no, please.
We are gonna launch on at least one more chain before V1.
Oh
so, yes, I put it out there. Now it's in public. Now we have to do it. So, because we say it may take a week. We say it may take 2 weeks. I personally think we can get it done in a couple of weeks, accurately. And I definitely think that we should be launching the wallet with at least another chain. Give some use case to future. Let's go. And, like KG said, I think that the community poll will probably be the best thing. I'm thinking Polygon, maybe AVAX. Like those are the two that are front running in my mind. But yeah, I definitely think we should be live on at least one more chain when we're in V1. Sorry, KG.
So everybody, you can thank Don for adding 2 more items to that list.
It's probably actually 7 items.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don. Really appreciate it, Don. You're the best.
I actually, as he was talking, I really did add them to the list, like actually, factually, put them on there.
I think we're up to 62 items now from 56, or 64 items, maybe.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not just 2 items. It's actually a lot of work, but I think we have to do it.
I actually agree with you. I do. I think that giving future the utility before V1 is also cool, because then it's like everything has been fulfilled. V1 is here. Let's go. And, because we're going to go into that security audit phase, it's like, yeah, why not have that as a part of it, right? You can swap on 3 chains in version 1. So I do like it, and I am for it.
Awesome.
Hey, how is this going to affect the tokenomics of the other chains?
So all it is if you hold future, and feel free to not answer this, but do you hold future on Ethereum?
No, I don't hold any time or future yet.
Okay, no worries. So if you decide to buy future on Ethereum, when we launch time on the new chain, you'll get a 1-to-1 airdrop based on your future holdings. So if you have 1,000 future, let's say we launch time on Polygon, you'll get 1,000 time airdrop to you on Polygon.
Actually, I was more referring to the IM token, not the future token.
Got it. Okay. We will not launch IM on the new chain. IM is only going to be on Ethereum, Binance, and Pulse chain. So
Okay.
it'll just be time.
Okay, cool.
Hey, KG, how you doing?
Good. Hex gynecologist. How are you?
Hey, good. Hey, will there be a possibility of launching the wallet on a non-AVM chain, i.e. Cardano?
Yes, absolutely. We want to explore going non-EVM. We're just not there yet. We got a little ways to go before we get there.
All right, so let's go down that hole then. Assuming that that is a possibility, how will that work out in terms of tokenomics? Will there be another sacrifice? Because my understanding is that this is the sacrifice that we have. The second sacrifice includes AVM chains only. Does that mean that it may involve another sacrifice, or it may just get extended from whatever the second sacrifice is in extending that into a non-AVM chain?
You are correct in saying that the sacrifices were only for EVM chains. I truly don't have the answer for you for non-EVM chains. We're not there yet. We haven't even dove in to those tokenomics. Maybe yeah, it's just too soon to even speak on it.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We, of course, when the time comes, we'll make the announcements and we'll tell everybody what's going on. But what we like to try to do is always honor the people who have believed in us and helped us get to where we are. So I think I can say with confidence, at the very least, that we'll find some way to honor everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that needs to get done before we even explore that. There's the referral program, there's NFT integration. I mean, there's some other features that we want to implement. So, I mean, that's on the board, but it's not on the next up board.
Hey, Don, how you doing, man?
Doing great, Gano. Keep up the good work out there. You know, we all count on you to do the best you can every day, man. Good job out there.
Hey, thanks. Hey, can you comment a little bit? Sorry. Can you comment a little bit on the NFT incorporation of this wallet? Like, what can you give us like a couple examples of how that's going to work, or you're thinking of what approach are you thinking?
Well, again, too soon to comment facts. We haven't even started diving in there yet. But I think one wallet that we look to for inspiration is a wallet called Zerion. I think that they have a really cool feature set revolving around NFTs. And so if there is at least a general direction we were going to work towards, would be that. And of course, we do want to find some way to, and we don't have it figured out yet, but we want to find some way to make NFTs another stream of passive income for time holders somehow. So, to be determined.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Nice little nugget there, KG.
No expectations of that one, please.
Right. No expectations of profit.
Yeah, that one's just what we want to do, because it's like, well, you can't really charge people for sending them because they're tokens. Maybe you can, I don't know, but you don't really swap them, and we're not gonna, like, maybe we build a front end to like OpenSea, maybe within the wallet, and then we could charge a fee for anything that goes through the wallet. Like, that's kind of one of the ideas we're thinking of. It's just really going to get down to getting into it and actually looking at the real life technicals and logistics of what's possible and what's real.
Hey, AG, I remember this from quite a while ago on a concept that you were developing. And I wanna see, is this concept still that I'm about to mention, is this still in play? A while ago, when I say, well, I'm talking about maybe 6 months ago, I heard on the stream that you were entertaining an idea of something of a over-the-counter marketplace where you can go in and exchange instead of relying on a swap. Is that something that is still you're still entertaining and working on?
Yes, and that is actually something that's becoming more a part of the regular discussion. And yes, we're it has not been started yet, but it's something that we do see as a form of importance, and we want to do it. I just don't know how. We just haven't decided how truly important it is to get done before other things. So, yeah, that's where we're at on it.
Yeah, and if I may, Gyno, we do recognize that the liquidity pools are real thin right now, and it's tough for people to buy. And I see our boy Ty in here, who is creating a over-the-counter marketplace called OX Bistro. And again, man, if something like that supports time and future, and you're able to move in and out of those assets outside of a liquidity pool in bigger quantities, 10 million, 15 million, and be able to do that safely, I mean, it might just move down the ladder of the most important things to do. Because a big reason why we would do it immediately is that so more people can get into the asset. Because if you want to buy time right now on Ethereum, you really got to buy in like $200 or $300 lots. And with gas the way it is, gas being like $80 for a swap, if you want to swap $100, you're already you already have to increase your position by 80%. You got to get an 80% return just to break even. And that's not conducive to acquire new time holders. And we recognize that. So
we will be supporting you guys on Ethereum and on Pulse Chain to begin with.
There you go.
Nice. Love it.
I'd like to chime in just one more time about the future token, and that is whether or not you've considered a consistent schedule so as to take out any sort of expectation in terms of release, in terms of market performance, etc.
As in, like, launch a new time token every quarter or something.
Something like this. Yeah, because when people get the future token, there might be a certain degree of expectation or not. In a way, do you see what I'm saying?
I do. And we go back and forth on that. And I think we're leaning towards not doing it that way. because maybe we could do something like a minimum of 1 a quarter or something, but there's things like, for example, the example that I like to use is, okay, we had ETH POW pop up, right? Well, we had direct connections in that community when it was kind of popular for those first few weeks. If we could have responded and launched time in the swap router over there, that may have only been relevant for a month or 2 months or something, right? It would, like, time over there may not have had a lot of relevance for too long, but if we were there in the beginning, time holders could have made some serious money. And so it's like, we don't want to bottleneck ourselves to not be able to be responsive to unique events like that.
And on the flip side, if it does take a lot longer on a specific chain, let's say we dive into, I don't know, Moonbeam or something, or Phantom Opera, right? And we noticed they have 7 different dexes, and now we got to do dex research. Which dex is most liquid? Which is a scam dex? Which is a real dex? It could take 3 months for KG and I to go dex diving and really figure out, like, what's the most liquid dex on AVAX right now? What's their competition? What are some of the nuances that they have that we have to account for in our smart contracts? So it's not, okay, fine, maybe the physical work might take a week or 2, but it may take KG and I 3 months to do our due diligence on this new crazy chain and figure out what dexes are there and how to interact with them. So we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves into saying, hey, we're going to do 1 a quarter, but it may take us a whole quarter worth of work to realize what dexes we're going to have our swap router interact with. And we may have something else pressing at the time, where maybe this quarter we can't go dex diving into Phantom Opera. So having a set schedule, although it does sound like a great idea in theory, just when we look at the practicality of it, we just can't set that expectation.
What about the expectation of, obviously it would be best and ideal not to have an expectation, but when everybody starts voting for their favorite chain or whatever coming up, it's going to come down to the wire as to whether or not you're going to let people know ahead or not as to what chain you're looking at. Is that something that you would do in advance?
Yeah, I think that our list, like when we do, because I believe that KG and I, we have been discussing this in the background. We haven't finalized our decision yet, so everything is still kind of open for negotiation. But I do believe that our list that we come out with is, we say, hey, look, here's the whatever 4 that we're looking at. So yeah, I definitely think that is up in the air, or I think it can be perceived as fact. So like if we have AVAX, Polygon, Phantom Opera, and I don't know, Palm, not Palm, but ETHW, let's just say, and then a space where you can enter your own. And we go with AVAX this time around. Those other 4 chains, they're going to be on that list the next time. So you can safely assume that these are the chains that we're looking at launching next, and not some crazy obscure chain, unless, again, there is a business opportunity that we take advantage of because of this, let's say, some crazy reason Pulse Chain 2.0 comes out somewhere in the mix. Of course, we're going to try to get on there relatively quickly, be the first people on there. So it really depends on what's given to us, but if everything remains the same as of now, you're going to know which chains that we are really looking at. And it has to be obvious too. There's those lists that are available. I forget the website off the top of my head, but they go with, total value locked and how much volume is on these chains. In the wallet, we're volume maxis. Volume is king here in this ecosystem.
So we want to go wherever the volume is highest, right? I don't want to launch on a chain where they got no volume. That doesn't do anything for anybody. So you can safely assume that that's what we're looking at. And you'll be able to see those chains in the polls that we put out to for people to vote on.
Appreciate that. Thanks. Yeah, it's just like it's food for thought, like in terms of presenting it, in terms of the value proposition and with the token. Yeah. So yeah, there's obviously a lot of options you could do, and I'm sure you're going to figure out the right one when the time comes to make sure it's, you know, equitable and interactive enough so that people, you know, see that value proposition still in holding the future. So yeah, this is good.
Hey, on the same token, I'd like to probe a little bit deeper on the future utility of the token future. All right, let me give you, for example, as future is launched in more and more AVM chains, then let's use in numbers, for example, so you understand what I'm talking about. I'll just say that there are 30 AVM chains. For example, I'm just using for example's sake. As you keep launching the future, eventually when you launch to the 30th AVM chain, then there should be no value proposition for future because we have ran out of the launches. Have you ever taken that into consideration on the future of what future could be?
Yes, actually. So great question. Great perspective. Now, here's the thing about future. Let's say we brought up that as a situation when Ethereum Classic was out. And now here we are with the new Ethereum. Here we are with Pulse Chain. We don't know what the future holds. There could be a Pulse Chain 2.0. There could be a Binance 2.0. There could be some other chain that we have no idea, that we can't even possibly conceive. Did any of us think that when Ethereum went proof of stake, that if ETH proof of work and ETH fair were going to come out? We have no idea what the future holds. So it's always and forever until the EVM model becomes completely irrelevant. It's going to have speculative value. And even then, maybe we find a way to still give it speculative value.
Now, may I jump in and ask a question?
Absolutely.
So, am I to understand correctly that IM will now officially only ever launch on the 3 chains that it's the 2 chains it's currently on plus Pulse Chain, and so time will go on to launch on other chains, but not IM?
That is correct.
Okay. And following that, because my original assertion when doing math for your project was that relatively the fees being collected would be split and used on the IM on the native chain. So if the IM does not exist on the native chain, is there a potential of swap routing through something like Portal X cross-chain and using those fees to amplify the effects of the buy and burn then on the 3 chains that IM does exist on?
I definitely cannot say it's not an option. That's a cool idea. That's a really cool idea. We could do something like that, or we could do something like, okay, well, maybe those funds aren't being allocated towards IM, but maybe there's a token on that chain that some sub community really cares about, and that economic energy could be put there instead, which could garner more adoption through that community, thereby making time holders more money.
I think it would be incredibly bullish if even 1% of the time dividends on each chain that were to launch could be split and used for the IM to amplify the buy and burn. So really, because I mean, little buyer berry becomes medium buyer berry maybe if all of a sudden 40 chains are only pointing at 3.
Hey, that's not a bad idea at all. And I'm not shooting that down. I see merit there and definitely something we can explore.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and big shout out, Top Gun, man. You and your Twitter spaces been pulling eyes, been pulling ears, and you use that space to plug internet money where appropriate. And I really appreciate that. And everybody here should appreciate that because, again, every single person is going to attract their own audience, whether it's one person listening or a million people listening. If you're using that audience to educate them or at least introduce them to internet money as an ecosystem, you're winning. We're winning. So thank you for all you're doing there.
Amen, brother.
It's my pleasure. I mean, like everyone's talking about this great service, and for the record, in this non-recorded space for such small people,
it's recorded.
Oh, it's recorded right now. Great, it's still recorded. Never turn that off.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Let's make the extra, and then go into non-recording mode. All right.
Yeah. Top Gun's about to spill the beans. Cut it off.
Okay. All right. Eject. All right, everybody. Well, I think we got a lot of good questions. We got a lot of good alpha. This voice chat is absolutely going to stay open after I make this little closing statement, but I want to cut it off for the YouTube video. So for all those who are listening to the YouTube video, thank you for taking the time to listen and be a part of the community. For everyone who is here and asked their questions for this AMA, thank you for doing that. It really helps because other people have the same questions as you. They may not know how to articulate them. They may be too nervous to ask. Always ask your questions. We're always going to meet you with an answer. So again, thank you everybody, regardless of where you were in the world, for taking the time to listen. Thank you for everything that each one of you does to make sure this project reaches adoption and reaches a stage of success. Every single person adding their special flair is what will make this project successful. And so until the next update, let me see those tweets, those likes, those comments, and on other people in the community too. If you see, not just us, if you see someone else talking about IM or time or future of the wallet, like, comment, retweet, go on the subreddit, go on the YouTube, make your YouTube videos, do Twitter spaces, make t-shirts, do TikToks, Instagrams, doesn't matter. Whatever you're good at, do it. We need it. The community needs it, and the community will only get more successful for it. So until next time, hope everyone has a good night, morning, day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Peace.